And welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be a third culture kid. So first of all, let's start out by asking the question, what is a third culture kid and why am I personally a third culture kid or considered a third culture kid? So third culture kid basically means that you were born somewhere but then moved to a different country where you have experienced a different culture and a different way of life. Basically, I am a third culture kid because I was born in Italy, raised there for 7.5 years, and then moved to Singapore, now currently in Singapore for 9 years, which makes myself a third culture kid. Also, if you didn't know, I'm half Italian and half Spanish. When I came to Singapore the first time, I didn't know how to speak any English, and I learned English by going to an international school, and it took me around 12 months, which basically is 1 year to become fluent in English. At that time, it was very hard for me to learn English, but I was also very little, but I still managed to learn English, and now I can also consider English as my first language, which I'm very grateful for. You may be wondering what is different about Singapore. The first thing is that Singapore is influenced by the British people, and did you know that Singapore has only been independent for 53 years? Yes, 53 years. Singapore had become independent from Malaysia in 1965. And a long time ago, the British people came to Singapore where they left a British influence into the country, which is one of the main reasons why in Singapore the main language is English. But also we have 4 main languages: English, Chinese, Malay, and Hindu. Almost everybody here in Singapore can speak English and Chinese. Chinese is also a language that you're required to learn in local school. Well, right now in international school, I'm studying Chinese Mandarin. The food here in Singapore is also very different. There's a variety of international food, but people mostly like to go to hawker centers, which is the local street food vendors where you can find foods like chicken rice, nasi lemak, and satay. It's influenced around Indian, Chinese, Malay food. If you want to find more international food, it is very easy, and I'm really thankful that it's super international developed, that you can find almost anything from any type of cuisine around. Singapore has been developing very fast since its independence. Now, Singapore is known to have one of the highest GDP per capita in the world, and if you walk around Singapore, you will mostly see high-rise buildings and really good infrastructures, university, healthcare, hospitals. Everything has been developed really well. Great advantage of living in Singapore. Now for the last section of this video, I'm going to be answering some questions which I always get asked about being a third culture kid. The first question is, how many languages can I speak? The answer is, I can speak 4 languages: Italian, Spanish, English, and I'm currently learning Chinese, and in the future I would also like to learn Thai and Korean. The second question is, what is my favorite part about being in Singapore? The first thing, my favorite part about living in Singapore is that it gave me an advantage of learning how to speak English, which is now a very important language around the world. What I like about living in Singapore is that it's very safe to go around by yourself, especially at night. It is known to have one of the lowest crime rates in the whole world. The third question is, what do you miss the most about home? The first thing that I miss the most about home is of course my family, and the second thing is the beaches and the mountains. Here in Singapore, since it's a very small island, you can only find beaches. But there's only one mountain which is not even a mountain, it's basically like a small hill. Where back home we have big mountains and beautiful coastline. I really miss that, and I really like going back in the summer and enjoying those features that Singapore does not have. The fourth question is, what is it like living in a different country, and did you have any struggles? Well, living in a different country allows you to experience things that you will not experience where you have grown up before. Singapore is a great option to live in a different country because you can experience all kind of cultures, all kind of religions. Like if you walk around, you can see mosques, churches, Buddhist temples. It's a great culture mix, and like the people here are very friendly. And the only struggle I really had was getting to know the language, which is English. That's the only struggle I had, but everything else was really great. Now the final and fifth question is, do you have any tips for learning a language? My tip for learning a language before moving to a new country is, before you come, study a little bit, do some research about the language, and then once you are in the new country, you can go to school, learn the language, maybe watch some movies or TV shows in the language so you get aware of some words. That's what I did. Honestly, if you keep on trying hard, if you keep on studying the language, I think you'll be fine. But if you come to Singapore, don't worry if you speak English or Chinese, because there's already plenty of people speaking the language. So guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and sorry it was very short, but it was just something that I wanted to share, and I think that it's really special for other people to know, and I'm really thankful for being a third culture kid. And if you like this video, please make sure you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!